are some lies in our science books. Taught it for 15 years. Even though I'm not teaching it anymore, I still like to study. There's so many neat things to learn. We're going to cover some of that tonight.
Perception is being managed. We are being steered and guided by a hidden hand.
The whole world has been duped by the media that is not real.
Smart thinking, possible time traveler, smart thinking.
That night, boom, contact memory.
And then Alex, if you don't agree, you'll be sent to a re-education camp.
Just because I'm old doesn't mean I've lost my touch for the ladies.
A lot of people here tonight feel like they lost. You know why?
Now, experts are suggesting that we're in a golden age of shape-shifting reptilian sightings. Now, why is that?
I was, and still am, a huge conspiracy guy. I literally ran out of new tin hat topics to research.
It was most definitely not capable of melting steel.
Then I would be a crackpot if I thought that was the
Welcome
case.
to the Hypothetical Institute, a podcast about conspiracies.
My name is Luke.
I'm Salt.
I'm Cam. Gentlemen, start
I
your
couldn't
engines.
remember whether I went second or not. I hesitated a little bit there because I was like, am I the second one?
There was a bit of a gap. It's been so long since the trois have been menaged. Moving on. How's everyone? Did we do that yet?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing great. All the better for hearing from my two favourite boys.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear, Cam. What do we
And from you guys as well.
Well, who are you hearing from? Name your two favourite boys. Go on.
No. Just joshing. All right. What are we talking about? Dirty street pies, as promised.
You know what? There's a new commentator in the conspiracy world from an unlikely source. You know, you might expect someone who was like maybe an ex-politician who's kind of gone a bit cooked and decided to blow open the walls of everyone's reality, or like a journalist, or, you know, comedian who's suddenly like, you know, become mates with Joe Rogan and decided the world's a hologram or whatever.
Time to drop some truth bombs.
Yeah, but would you expect it to come from smash hit Australian reality TV show The Bachelor?
Yeah, I absolutely would.
Yeah, it actually all makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You started saying, somewhere you wouldn't expect it. I was like, I don't know. She does her wellness influencing. Let me play the clip for people that aren't familiar.
Drinks or anything with that?
Do you have soy milk?
No, we don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, just a normal cappuccino, please.
Cappuccino? Sure.
Everybody else kind of gets like Ferraris and super yachts and private jets, and you get a dirty street pie.
Is this what you were expecting?
No, it wasn't what I was expecting.
So, Laurina Fleure, season 2 of The Australian Bachelor. Did you guys watch that season of The Australian Bachelor? Salty, you would have, eh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I did not watch it.
Cam, you did a bit of research on old Blake, though. You decided he was a dirty dog.
Oh, is he?
Well, no, I mean, here's what I found when I looked into Blake.
Okay.
He's a real estate agent.
Ah, well, fucking...
Kate's closed. No, I didn't watch it. And so I went back and watched a little bit of it for this. And I think it's totally understandable that someone from this season of The Bachelor would fall into the world of conspiracies, because it doesn't make any sense. Why did they... The idea that this guy would have 20 women fighting for his affection doesn't make any sense unless there is some dark hidden agenda afoot.
What's wrong with that guy? He seems to be handsome. He's
a real estate agent.
He had a good timbre to his voice.
Yeah, nah. He has a lot of...
I think it's timbre.
Isn't it? Is it?
Yeah.
His timbre and his timbre and his general vibe... not his general vibe, his looks, his voice. He had a whole bunch of things that on their own, they might have been okay, but all combined, he had his very off vibes.
Yeah. from memory, and when I say memory, this is what Emma explained to me about him the other 2 weeks ago. Oh, it is timbre. Yeah, right. I've been saying that wrong my whole life.
Isn't it spelt with an I?
It's Timbre.
Yeah, this is a shoey though. Yeah. What did Emma explain to you about
that Blake Garvey was supposed to get with, and he doesn't have his own Wikipedia page, so I couldn't look it up, and I was like, I'm not doing any more research on Blake Garvey than this. He chose one of the ladies.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to choose the lady that got third. So I think he dumped that first lady. He might have even got with the second lady in the middle, who got second, and then eventually hooked up with third place.
Right. Yeah, so his lasting legacy in the world of The Bachelor is as a dirty dog, a love rat.
Yeah.
Or I'd even go so far as to say a spunk rat.
Oh.
What's a spunk rat to you? A spunky guy?
I'd say, I don't know. I'd say it's like a love rat, but there's more spunk involved.
Not a snake?
I'd say someone who's young, dumb, and full of cum is a spunk rat.
Jesus. Something about that phrase that really just gets me.
Yeah, but it's apt. It's apropos.
Yeah, fair enough. The audio that we heard, the date in question, he took her to, was it Harry's Pies, like a famous pie cart in
Harry's Cafe de Wheels.
Cafe de Wheels. Yeah, and like they told her to get dressed up because they're going somewhere fun. And so she put on her big ball gown. He had on a tuxedo, and then they went and got a dirty street pie. And he's doing the whole to camera like, I'm a bit sad that she didn't take it the right way. Like she was letting what she was wearing like encompass her emotions rather than just going with the flow.
Mm.
And he's right, to be honest. Like, you've been set up by the producers. What, are you going to have a little sook about it?
He was right, but to be fair, they had set her up, and it was part of an overarching thing of setting her up for a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, she claims she got the villain edit,
which I think she did.
Yeah, don't be a villain if you don't want the villain edit.
Well, like someone's got to get the villain edit, so she got the villain edit, and also part of complaining about the villain edit is, the kayfabe of it all, right? You're playing your part in the post-reality show thing to keep your star lit.
Mm.
So when she complained about getting the villain edit, she's not probably that fussed because she still got to be on TV, which was what her original plan.
Do you think she had an editor? Oh, sorry, not an editor, agent in her ear saying, "Hey, go to the media and say you got a villain edit because they'll publish it."
Well, if she did, she definitely doesn't have one now.
Yeah. So look, since then, she's had a few issues in her life. She's been on more reality TV, and then she started a couple of beauty brands.
Mm-hmm.
The current one, which now is Beauty Aqua Cellular Support, which is like
looks like dirty water.
Yeah,
it's dirty street water.
Dirty street water.
Dirty street. See, she should have launched Dirty Street Water.
Yeah.
And had an alcoholic soda water or something. I guess that's only really current now. Like if she was in her 20s now and did Dirty Street Pie, she could translate that into Dirty Street Water real quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that in your late 30s.
No. Well, I'm going to say one area where she would run into trouble with Dirty Street Water if she did launch an alcoholic soda brand is that if she marketed it anything like the way she's marketing her health water, she would be running afoul of liquor licensing regulations very, very quickly.
Yeah, I've got a clip of that. This is her talking about her health water and some of the feedback she's got.
When I was creating the Beauty Aqua formula, it was the most spiritually expansive experience of my life. I felt connected to all of humanity, to the universe. I would constantly pray for guidance on how to help the most amount of people. And one day I was sitting there and I commanded a prayer that Beauty Aqua would plant seeds of ascension in people. And in this moment, one of my dogs sat up like this, and the other one came by my right ankle and sat up right next to my right ankle, like it was a thought from a high priestess. It was really powerful. I don't often talk about these things, but I feel that I would love to share this experience. And then this morning, one of my followers, sent me this post I want to show you that ChatGPT said to them.
She goes on to talk about how it relieves anxiety, and then it's got a few other posts about how good it's been for people's anxiety, including her anxiety as well.
Yeah, not just relieves, cures.
Cures, yeah.
Now, is this? Did she market this before or after the posts that she posted and deleted about her and her partner eating ground up avocado seed and that curing her anxiety?
Don't know the timeline on that, because one of the things, so we've been looking at her social media account, and as Salty says, she's deleted a lot of things.
Yeah.
Ironically, that's known as a dirty delete.
Dirty streak delete.
Or it's a dirty streak delete in this case.
Dirty streak delete. We've managed to snag a few that are now deleted.
The first
that's a dirty receipt keep.
Yeah.
The first thing that I saw that made me go, because I follow her on Instagram, probably from back when The Bachelor was on, and it probably was because of the Dirty Street Pie thing, and she was. I'm pretty sure I remember her being actually quite funny on the show as well.
She had a bit of a sass to her.
Yeah. So
a lot of them are really not that compelling on the show.
Yeah.
So anyone that's doing anything that's just not trying to, woo Blake Garvey is normally pretty exciting, right?
So I remember just not really paying much attention to her social media at all, throughout time. But then one day suddenly there was a post she put up that was basically saying it was just full on anti-vax, anti-COVID vax. She said that one of her kids got the COVID vax and instantly developed autism, and she did a big heavy metal detox on that kid, cured it.
Cured autism?
Yep, gone.
Holy shit!
Vaccine gave it to him. She detoxed that shit out of his system, cured, and now he's fine. And I was like, and it was a much larger, far-reaching, ranty post than that, and also now long gone. But I was like, whoa, hang on, I don't remember her being cooked. So I was like, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and over time, I feel like she's kind of imagine a book called The Last 10 Years of Conspiracy Theories for Dummies. And it would have anti-vax. It would have sovereign citizen stuff. It would have, ascend that, on this date, we're all going to ascend to a new plane. Everyone get ready. And all this, and she seems to have cycled through all of them.
Even in the last couple of weeks, it seems like she's cycled through a few.
Yeah. She did a big post saying on this date, there's going to be a big ascension event and everyone's, our DNA is going to shift and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I had at the time thought to myself, I've got to remember to see what happens when that date comes if she posts anything, and I forgot. But again, she deleted it. A little dirty street delete of the ascension event.
This is going to come up with me because I've got a few other clips, talking about a few similar things. How, she's clearly going through some manic episodes, right?
Yeah.
And then delete, but she keeps some of them up.
Yeah, there's a couple that are still up. Like that one, I'm surprised that one from the other day is still up. I'm surprised the one about the thinking with your stomach instead of your brain, because your brain apparently has billions of more neurons than your brain does, which I Googled and doesn't.
Yep.
Your stomach doesn't have more neurons than your brain.
No.
What?
Lorena would have you think otherwise. You've probably got a clip of that, Luke.
It's probably buried on the Signal Health one, which is quite long. I can run that through though.
I mean,
let's just do it.
Let's
She's a public figure, and she's doing this pretty publicly. So,
this is the single most powerful piece of knowledge I have ever received. The way the systems of control took over humanity is that they inverted the way that we think. When we think from the mind first and down, it bypasses the heart. The mind is a trap. It only loops. But when we think with the gut first, which has 800 billion more neurons than the brain, and filter thoughts up through the gut first and up through the heart, this filters out all the lies, all the trauma, all the limiting beliefs, and it raises your frequency. And it is the keys to reality. It completely changes your frequency, heightens it, your reality changes. You know the Egyptian Ankh, the shape of it? It's known as the keys to life. The outstretched open arms, that is the open heart. The loop, if you've seen a statue, it's not this way, it's this way. That is the way that your thoughts should be processed, through the gut, up through the heart. When you perform this signal hygiene as a healing technique, it filters out 90% of the rubbish thoughts that come into your mind. All that nanotech that they're putting in us for those self-assembling microchips so they can control our thoughts, the answer to this is signal hygiene. When you don't have thoughts or you know how to filter out lies, they can't control us. This is the answer to all our prayers. This is the savior. This is the keys to life. The heart is a multidimensional vortex that is connected to the infinite source of love and truth. When you practice signal hygiene, it eliminates all fear conditioning from your body, and it raises your vibrational frequency where they can't get to you. They cannot control you. This is signal hygiene. You breathe in a 3-6-9 sequence. In for 3, hold for 6, out for 9, and you feel, filter. So when you first start practicing this signal hygiene, it's fucked. Like, it feels like this, like, filtering mud through a sieve. I felt like this energetic glogging feeling. But slowly, I've been doing it for about 3 months. The difference it has made in my energy, in my clarity, in my motivation, just in my frequency in general. My partner said to me, he goes, "You're different." And I said, yeah, it's because I've got 30% more space around me. I've got 30% less thoughts in my mind. And for a Gemini who's been neurotic her whole life, spent my whole life inverted, this is the answer to all my prayers. And they say all sickness starts in the mind. If we can learn how to clear our minds, then this will eliminate the psychology industry, the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industries. I really believe with all my heart that this is the future.
A lot to unpack there.
There is breathing in for 3, holding your breath for 6, and then breathing out for 9.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that just taking some mindful deep breaths would help process, your stress a bit?
Well, isn't 9 seconds a long time to be breathing out?
So there's quite a famous breathing technique, which I think is Navy SEALs, like box breathing. I think box breathing might be 4-4-4-4 something. There's another one that's 4-7-8. 4-7-8 helps. So inhaling for 4, holding the breath for 7, exhaling for 9, so for 8, which is apparently is really good for the nervous system. But she's got it. What is it? 3-6-9.
Yeah, so it's almost exactly the same.
Yeah, pretty much
the same thing. Yeah.
Except the frequencies are much better.
Well, you get in this glogging.
Yeah.
The way she says glogging in that clip, I loved.
Yeah. Glogging.
Yeah.
It's such a good word for that as well.
Yeah.
I forgot that she got into the nanotech self-assembling microchips stuff in there as well.
That's the thing. I started editing. I was going to edit those clips because that's quite long. It was like 2.5 minutes. But she just keeps on coming with banger after banger.
Yeah.
There's not so much you could cut out. So, yeah, leaving it all in. I do like, though, she says, and this is probably where it becomes irresponsible for a public figure to do, is, it's going to eliminate the psychology industry, going to eliminate the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry. She also says that at some point she says, they say that all sickness comes from the mind.
Mm.
I was like, who says that? Like, no one says that. That's credible. People like, I guess,
like something
people
in the psychological industry might say.
Yeah, yeah. What is, I guess, interesting is the two things that she's talked about is drinking more water has been good for her, her fans and herself that are drinking more water.
Yeah.
And breathing.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness, both of those things are quite healthy for you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's two things that I absolutely support.
Yeah, and if that post had been, hey, guys, look, I know life's stressful at the moment, right? And things are, everything's getting us down. But you know what? Keep yourself hydrated. Stop. Have a few deep breaths now and then. Things will be okay. That would be a great post.
Yes. Not
Couldn't have done without the
nanotechnology forming.
Yeah, the self-assembling microchips.
I guess the thing about medicalizing what she's saying in these things, though, is that like hundreds of thousands of people believe in exactly what she's saying.
Mm.
Yes.
So I think it's just, she's just pilled.
Yeah, yeah. She's done a bit of Sovsit gear as well. There's two Sovsit things that I've clipped. I'll just play the first one. The second one, sorry, which is the most recent, which is still up on her public page at time of recording.
Sow some seeds of love. Our 1901 Constitution states that no member of Parliament may have foreign outside interest. Australian Government Corporation is an outside interest. Well within our rights to all band together and gently command for this unlawful business to stand down. Current sales of Australian resources alone being given back to the Australian public as royalties instead of lining foreign pockets, none of us would have to work again if we didn't want to. Instead of being crammed into this concrete radiation grid, we could all be out there in them hills rolling around with our babies, creating sustainable communities with fruit tree lined streets and completely edible gardens. We'd be living in harmony with nature and each other. You and me, John and Steve, Sanjeet and Katut, Ahmed and Fatim, Ling Ling and Jorge, Tatiana and Salvatore. No matter what type of culture Australian you are, we could all be free together. Love you guys. Australia.
I'm so glad she included Ling Ling.
I'm so glad she included Katut, who I assume is Katut from the ads.
Yeah. She just
Roger and Katut would have a house down there.
She got Katut, which is amazing. Anyone that's not Australian, that won't resonate at all. But anyone in Australia, that one resonated. The other Sovsit one I clipped, and I probably won't play it, but she does talk about overthrowing the government. And she kind of talks about it here of like gently overthrowing the government. But there's also that kind of white nationalist or white supremacist, echoes of like, we could all be living, in fields and growing fruit trees and all that sort of stuff, which...
Well, to be fair, before you Nazi jacket her, she is going to be living in the rolling hills with Katut. So
and Jorge.
Yeah, that's true.
Salvatore.
Yeah. But like that, I guess that imagery is used quite a lot though in the modern fashy world, isn't it? Of we could be escaping the rat race and the matrix and living in growing our own fucking fruit trees. If that's going to sustain us all.
I did come across some Sovsits just the other day. It was sort of refreshing, like just classic subsidiary.
Yeah.
And they were all talking about they're sending off their letters to get their bank accounts back from the government.
Oh, yeah.
But they must have, I've come into this, like, I feel like I've come in media res. So like they were all talking about getting pre-decimal stamps to send their letters with.
Okay.
And so I think that at some point they've tried sending off their letters to get their bank accounts back from the government and haven't gotten a response. And then they've realized, we used modern stamps. We needed to use pre-decimal stamps on our letters. So there must be like some roaring trade in like stamps from 1967.
Right. But surely are they not just going to hit Australia Post and they're just going to get sent straight back to them?
I think you can use an old stamp. Like,
can you?
Maybe like if you're using some... Oh, no, because they're all going to be like... It'll be like a thruppence stamp. Yeah. What's the Australia Post going to make of that? No, they have to accept a thruppence stamp, surely.
I don't know. Because like, how much is a letter to send nowadays? Fucking heaps. It's so expensive now.
Oh, it's going to take a few penny stamps.
Yeah. Like, do you have to figure out how much a penny would be worth today? No one at Australia Post got time for that. They're just going to fucking go return to sender and throw it back in the mail.
Oh, salty. Australia Post does accept pre-decimal stamps for postage, according to the Google AI overview.
Oh, all right.
So who knows?
That's probably just read that post you saw.
It doesn't look like it looks like you can reuse stamps in Australia.
Reuse them?
Yeah. I'm just trying to pass a few discussions, but there's a Herald Sun article from 2015. Australia Post is delivering mail with reused stamps.
Right.
Pre-decimal stamps are valid at their face value in decimal equivalent. You must ensure that the total value of the stamps on the envelope or parcel covers the current updated postal rates. You can combine old pre-decimal stamps with newer decimal stamps to meet the required postage amount. Not if you want the government to accept your letter.
This is a conspiracy from philatelists, right? The stamp collectors. Is that how you say it? Philatelists?
Philatelists.
I think I've always consciously said philatelist in my brain and never said it out loud.
Oh,
philatelists.
Yeah. They've just come up with this to increase demand.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at eBay for like pre-decimal stamps, and there's like $100 for one. There are some collections, but I mean they're used. They're clearly used. Royal Visit unhinged used. I don't know what unhinged means here.
Probably off of its strip.
Yeah, but that one has a watermark over it, a stamp over it, as in like a ink stamp. No, you can get a stamp centenary plain unhinged used 1955 for 50 cents.
Okay,
so it's not that, but yeah, or the inverse. Are they just going to end up pilling themselves into getting a fun new hobby?
Yeah.
Well, that's the ideal outcome, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 1901 Australian government thing, that is all based around when Australia federated or became a Commonwealth democracy. They had, in order to trade with America, they had to register with the American Securities Commission. And to do that, you basically register your country as a corporation. So that means all the paperwork makes sense and all that, which is apparently really common, and individual states do it and whatever. So Sovsits are misreading that documentation to be like, look, the Australian government is admitting that it's a corporation, and we can break free of that corporate world.
Right. That corporate world actually has nothing to do with Australians' day-to-day lives. It's just a trade.
Yeah, it's just a
requirement,
trade agreement. Yeah, not a whole lot.
Well, so they'd have you believe.
Oh, mate.
She also, this is quite a funny one. We didn't see the original post to this, but she apologized for posting something about Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Should I play the audio first and then we can?
Yes, do.
I want to apologise for my erratic mixed message post yesterday. I saw something about some Iranian girls being handed over to Trump, who's listed in all these pedophile scandals, and I immediately felt that there was something untrue about that story, and I was concerned for those girls' safety, and I made a impulsive, erratic, uneducated, ignorant comments about shit that I really do know nothing about, and for that I am very sorry. I guess the main message that was completely lost in all that mixed messaging was that we really can't trust everything that we're seeing in the media at the moment. And I wanted to share that I've been working with a technique about feeling and deciphering truth and lies as they enter our biofield, that we can feel truth pulsing through our right toes and lies through the left. I'll talk more about that when I can explain more in another message, but this message is just to say that I'm very sorry for
I think that one just legitimately just cut off there. There was no second part. A lot to unpack on that one too.
Yeah. To be fair, when you heard the news about the Iranian, was it like the Iranian women's basketball team? Soccer team, specifically the girls in question who were given asylum.
Yeah.
So they were in Australia. for the Asian champions, whatever it was called. And that was when the war kicked off. And then I think there was a bit of what they weren't sure if the Australian government was going to recognise them as needing or getting refugee status. And then Trump said, "Oh, we'll take him," or something like that.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, if you felt a little tingling in your left toes, the toes that detect lies, when all of these right wingers were like, "We really care about what happens to these Iranian women," out of the goodness of our hearts, you'd be right to feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, she maybe she was misinterpreting that they were going to be shipping them straight to Epstein's Island. But yeah, if she thought the vibes were a little bit off with the way that all of these right wingers who give not one fig about these women,
yes,
making it the most important cause in the world for themselves, then yeah, she was right to think something was off about that.
But yeah, I imagine in the first post she was like, because that was, this is at a time when there's all sorts of evidence that Donald Trump is heavily a creep.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
Pedophile. I think there's a lot of evidence for that now.
Allegedly.
And so she would have said something
Is
like
what
that.
are you supposed to say to say you don't get in trouble?
That's fine.
Politically a pedophile.
Yeah, it's politically and literally a pedophile.
I mean, I think it's been tabled on the floor of Congress that like there's credible evidence by whatever Ted Lieu, whatever part of the government he's in. Anyway, so
can I just say,
yeah,
probably over the years we've said a bunch of times, this conspiracy theory that there's this elite cabal of pedophiles is a little bit crazy. I will note that I think I did say at one point, I'm fairly sure I said at one point, that the person who would benefit most from the idea that there being an elite cabal of pedophiles was a crazy conspiracy would be the people that were actually doing that. And that's basically how it's shaken out, right?
Yeah, and I don't think we ever deny it was what the conspiracy world and the QAnon world was saying was happening is what we were.
That Hillary Clinton was
ripping
people's
faces
faces off.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, had I seen what I've seen of the Epstein files and what's been kind of insinuated, it's probably further than I thought. And that's just about how open they are about it. Hey, dear Jeffrey, do you want to sling some kids my way, basically? But like, I think we kind of know, and if you look at even like musicians' biographies prior to 2000, and even autobiographies, they're all talking about having sex with kids. So it's kind of never been no one's really denied up until quite recently that was happening. And, there's been a lot of talk recently about like how countdown clocks for teenage girls in the public eye were pretty common. Like in the media, people would talk about it. And, it's only really recently we're like, maybe that's a bit gross. Maybe, as a musician writing your autobiography, you don't admit to being a pedophile.
Oh, I think it was like last week I was listening to a podcast and some guy was like, we need to bring back the Page 3 girls.
Cam, you're referring to our podcast last week, and I never said we need to bring back the Page 3 girls. I said it was a little bit of a thrill to go buy the paper, I imagine for a lot of people, open up and see some bare breasts. And I think that's true. I didn't want those bare breasts to be, I want those bare breasts to be of age, an appropriate age. Okay. Jesus.
Anyway. That's Robbo's view. He's welcome to it.
Robbo's also a big proponent for bringing back Picture Magazine and their Homegirls of the Week section.
Is that like the amateur in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I'm sure so I've heard the equivalent of this on the internet already, whatever.
Robbo, I'm just going to say you need to change the subject quicker than I can remember what the name of like any pig hunting magazine is, because Otherwise, there's pig hunting magazine jokes coming.
Ballbusters.
I don't have any.
You have 5 seconds before
Isn't
I
it
bring
like? Isn't it
chick
like
smashing grunters?
Yeah, chick smashing grunters. I thought it was massive rooters. Because like wild pigs root around.
Yeah.
But yeah, chick smashing grunters. Is that still a thing? Was it ever a thing?
Well, it was a real magazine. I
Was it chicks
assume
hunting pigs?
I assume it's gone now.
There's CSG Mag on Facebook. Hasn't been updated for a while though, since 2019.
Do you know what the amazing thing is though? If you look up chick smashing grunters, you can find the Media Watch story about its launch, which is from 2014.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about the olden days.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like it's
anyway.
Like it's not illegal.
Rob,
I'm putting that in the same class as like as what the Epstein files. I think is incorrect.
Yeah, Robbo, we can't get off topic on your defense of chick smashing grunters. Let's move on.
I don't think I need to defend it. There's nothing salty. What do you think? There's nothing to defend there.
I mean, look, why can't chicks hunt pigs and have a magazine about it?
Yeah.
True.
And the name is fucking amazing. Like, whether or not you think it's a good or a bad thing, that name
I'm just looking at some pictures of the covers too.
I mean, there's some there's a family photo on one of them.
Yeah. There's a woman with a little kid. The little kid's holding up the pig's ears.
Yeah. Yeah. Good on them. Get out there and hunt.
Help our farmers. Donate now. Yeah, they're doing good stuff.
Did you guys notice on a lot of her, this is coming back to Laurina, a lot of her Instagram posts, there's people replying, give back the necklace or jewelry thief.
I did notice this, and I also got to the bottom of it, but I assume you have too, Rob.
Yeah, you can go. What do you got?
There's a jeweler in Sydney who went viral. I think it was a few months ago now. They put up a video basically saying we had an influencer come and buy a necklace off us, and I think they've ordered it, and then they've complained that they've never received it, and we've given them a refund and sorted them out. But then I've gone onto their influencer page and I've seen them wearing the necklace. And it's interesting because they're like, hey, other small business owners, what would you do? But it's escaped the world of small business talk, and everyone has gone crazy over it and been like, we need to get to the bottom of who this dastardly influencer is who's ripped off our favorite small jeweler business.
Yeah, Laurina quite often wears a similar piece of jewelry. Not, I don't think the same, but the person that posted it, the jewelry, not maker, I think they just import it from China. She said, it was a minor TV, like they'd been on reality TV before. So everyone started, looking at people's Instagrams, looking at similar jewelry, working out who they were. So her, Abby Chatfield. Was Abby Chatfield a bachelorette?
She was on The Bachelor. She was one of many.
Yeah,
women.
right. Did you say he? She.
I might have said he.
Yeah.
She.
But yeah, so anyone that kind of got accused in that, you go into their Instagram and there's always people posting, and Abby Chatfield did a post of like, I'm so exhausted by this. So yeah, but you'll see that comment everywhere. Give back the jewelry.
Right.
I did see one comment because Australians say necklace, and some parts of Australia, I think, not every part. Is that necklace rather than necklace?
Necklace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'd accept either, Robbo.
Yeah. So no one else, no other country calls them necklace.
Oh, right.
It's always necklace. Something that was very jarring when I moved to Australia.
Was it? Was that jarring? All of the necklace talk?
Yeah.
Necklace talk?
Yeah. When someone would say a word that you used to pronounce one way completely differently, it was jarring. They try and catch me out, Cam.
Having a lot of necklace chat when you're ordering your magics.
Okay, so a magic, right? Is that on any menu, or is that just a thing that's been made up for the internet?
Salty, we had about 10 minutes of magic here in the last No Dolls Club episode.
Really?
Yeah. No, it is something different.
Like you can go and order it and people will know what you're talking about, or is they going to go, you still on the internet, you dumbass?
No, at most Melbourne cafes, yeah, you definitely order one.
Right.
I would never. I would like to, but just the stigma around ordering a magic is just...
Yeah. You could order it. You could order it as what it actually is, though, right? Without saying magic.
Yeah. What is that? It's a strong flat white in a short cup.
I think it's like a double ristretto. Yeah, Google
what is a magic coffee?
Yeah, I think if you order a double ristretto, that's a little wankier than just saying, I'll have a magic, thanks.
Double ristretto with 3/4 milk.
Yeah. Even more so.
3/4 full of milk.
Yeah, right. So like a strong, short, what's a ristretto? Like an overpacked flat white.
Ristretto is like a restricted extraction, so they don't extract it for quite as long.
Yeah.
Can I just extend an apology to the listener?
No, this is good. They're learning about stuff.
Last week they heard about the magic. Now they're learning about what it is and what coffee is.
That was my bad.
Unbothered Little Bee posted a comment to the discussions of necklace. She said, "Why is everyone so hung up on her saying necklace? That's what they used to be called when women wore lace around their necks in the 1500s. It was known as a neck cord or neck lace. Before we come for people, we need to educate ourselves."
Mm.
It sounds like Unbothered Little Bee is a little bothered by that.
Yeah.
Yes. I have to say, I found around the necklace discussion, it was interesting that the shop that originally posted the thing, I think they were a little bit taken aback by the response it got when it went viral, because I think they also there were a lot of people coming for lots of different people and using it as ammunition in various culture wars, like against Abby Chatfield, for example.
Right.
And they were a bit taken aback by that. I think they also got a bit of blowback because people were like, why won't you name the person? All of these innocent people are getting slammed. And so they did take the video down eventually, but they did leave it up for quite a long while.
Right.
When all of the problems would have been solved by just taking the video down or by saying who it was.
And they never said who it was?
No.
Right.
It's a bit of a no-win situation. Like they can't say who it is, and it's internet's gonna internet. Like, don't like start just accusing people of stealing.
Yeah. Robert, I saw you call out someone for trying to start a witch hunt.
Oh yeah, where was
I
that?
remember what it was. Someone stealing something like a 6-pack of something from a bottle.
Yeah, it's something that kind of grosses me out when people do it. And I get why people do it. So this case was a bottle shop somewhere in Australia. They must have followed. They must have had, from when I was doing a lot more craft beer stuff. And they, like, someone stole a 4-pack of, like, rum and coke or Woodstocks or something.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, look at this grub and a picture of them. We've contacted the police and,
does anyone know who this is?
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you've contacted the police with the photo. Like, you're just now airing your grievance publicly so people get mad online. And people the comments were nasty. This is why you keep a baseball bat behind the bar and these people should be shot, and look at this.
They're supposed to always just have people pile on.
Yeah, and really dehumanizing, this feral fucking bitch, and figures that she's stealing a Woodstock, and just I don't know, man, it's just someone stealing a 4-pack of bourbon and coke.
If
I could just play, is that worth piling on?
And his pitchfork and get his fucking torch.
Just about everyone in the world has done a crime the equivalent of more than a 4-pack of bloody Woodstock. It might be like lying on a tax or whatever. And I don't condone. I'm not saying go out and steal from small business, but
But you are saying you should lie on your tax.
Cheat on your taxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It's
mostly
just
because this corporation Australian government is taking all of them from us, right?
It's they're a registered corporation.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to like do the moral calculus, what's worse, stealing a 4-pack of Woodstocks or selling poison to a community?
Oh, you motherfucker.
Robbo, that's not a slight on you. Because I would say you sell very watered down poison.
Yeah, we're not going above 6% at our...
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like the net moral benefit that a liquor store is making to society, stealing a 4-pack of Woodstock, like 6-pack would be another question, but a 4-pack pales in comparison.
It might have been a 6-pack. I can't remember the details.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we agree that the bottle shop is wrong on all accounts.
Yeah, they should be in jail.
Did anyone reply to your comment, Luke?
Yeah, I think they did. And then a whole bunch of other dweebs started piling on, being like, people were like, one guy thought he was real clever. So like, I've kind of had a bit of a running joke that we have the largest brewery on the West Coast.
Right.
Because if you know anything about this part of the world, Monteiths are on the West Coast and they're a multinational brewery owned by a multinational, but they don't brew on the West Coast anymore and they haven't for a while. So we sometimes I run ads and make the stupid claim that, largest brewery in the West Coast just to get people biting and going, surely that's Monteiths. I'm like, oh, I think you'll find. So it's a tongue-in-cheek joke. Someone's obviously ChatGPT'd me and gone, the self-proclaimed largest brewery in the West Coast, like, you could, why do you think you can say that as this? And it's like, well, firstly, it's true. And also like, yeah, good one. You found my joke, misunderstood it. Like, congratulations, dickhead. And a lot of other people are like, oh, how would you feel if we stole from Short Jaw? I was like, I don't know. If you stole a 6-pack, like, good on you. You caught me slipping. I don't know. Like,
if you can get past Robbo's eagle eyes,
yeah, like whatever.
You're welcome to whatever you can take out.
Like, oh, congrats. Like, in the greater scheme, do I want a mob to beat you to death with a baseball bat or call you a feral? No. So yeah, people think they were getting sick owns on me. I just went and blocked them immediately.
Yeah. Oh, anyone
I'm looking at the replies now.
Sorry, sorry.
I'm looking at the replies now.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Cam.
You.
I was going to say anyone trying to own you has no idea
how owned I get regularly by my friends.
Yeah, and also just how aloof you can be.
Absolutely.
It's all water off a duck's back.
I own a craft brewery. Like, oh no, I'm going to lose $20 worth of stock. Wait do you see what I lose every month?
Someone stuck up for you.
Oh yeah, I think a couple people did.
Yeah.
But like, read through the other comments, Salty, and there's some pretty like awful stuff in there.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
And like, yeah, online mobs, like people are just, so angry. It really makes me uncomfortable. And I read a lot of like, mainstream news comments on Facebook, and it's quite horrifying, like how angry people are, or how comfortable people are putting their real names and faces to like death threats and calls for people to be, bloody beaten to death or this scum. And it's like, oh, that's like, are you comfortable saying that? That's gross. So yeah, I'll stick up for the thieves. Do we have anything else on Laurina?
Nah, I mean, look, it's ongoing. It's who knows what she's going to say next. And then delete.
Yeah.
I mean, look, like you said, she's clearly seems like she's going through some manic phases, and obviously hope she's all right. I don't want anyone to be like, in a bad way.
Mm.
But yeah, look.
I think the thing with her is if she thinks that there's some like vast conspiracy against her, well, the proof in the pudding is that she's getting away with claiming that her completely untested product has any sort of health benefit.
Yeah.
But
Outside of just being hydrating because it's water.
if she thinks that there's some big bad entity out there, she should stop talking up the anxiety curing properties of her water.
Yeah.
Just one thing I looked at. So her husband, there's not really a lot online about him.
Mhm.
And it's a little bit secretive. I think he's a business owner. He owns or co-owns like a landscaping and pool company in suburban Victoria. I looked them up, and look, the only damning thing I could find about them was they sell plunge pools, but they call them plungies.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
but I will say
a plungie in the real world.
In terms of bullets, she could be married to a real estate agent from Western Australia. So
100%.
I'll take a plunge any day.
And look, I
don't clip that.
I would like to say their work actually looks pretty good. So if you want a plungie, I'm not going to say who they are, but do some research, see if you can find her husband's company, because they make some quality products.
If you want a plungie, do your own research.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you want a nice hydrating drink, there's a tap.
Use a tap. Hey, I've got some quick news. Do you want to run through some quick news?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I'd miss these production values.
Right.
There's been some Bigfoot news.
Oh?
There's several sightings have rocked a small town, forcing local authorities to speak up. This is in Mantua, Ohio.
Right.
There's been like 6 or 7 sightings. I'm reading this from The Sun, US. Same as The Sun, UK, I think, but less problematic, Cam? I don't know.
Well, I think if we're going to rank them problematic, it would be Scottish Sun, which only very recently did away with their page 3 goal, or hasn't yet. Then The Sun US.
I wasn't actually actively looking for The Sun US, but they were like the second result down. I'm like, well, that's perfect.
Yeah, and so you remembered our conversation last week about how we boycott The Sun?
Yeah.
And you instantly clicked.
Straight on in. What bummed me out about this was, so there's been all these sightings, but then the sheriff's office started doing AI posts of like, the Bigfoot's, is in my office, and we're going to arrest him and stuff. And
so Sasquatch propaganda.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned this last week on the show. It might have been when we weren't recording. There was a time when if there was a Bigfoot sighting and a police wanted to do a comedy post, they would have had someone put on a fun outfit, like a Bigfoot style outfit, and that would have been way funnier than just punching it into AI. That's stealing the joy of seeing like a shitty Bigfoot outfit in a cop's.
Yeah, and it's gutting the Sasquatch costume industry.
It is 100%. A local chiropractor weighed in, and he said, "You've got all these trail cams out there, and he's never been picked up, so I find it kind of sketch." But he also got on the gear. I think he did some AI posts.
Wait, the chiropractor was like, "There is no Bigfoot."
Yeah.
Right, stay in your fucking lane.
And then he said,
I'll say that with all of the hostility in the world. Stay in your fucking lane, dog.
And then,
as per your thing before about not starting witch hunts, we need to witch hunt that guy.
And then he said, if Bigfoot ever did show himself, I would definitely adjust him.
What does that mean?
He's back in his lane, I guess.
Okay, I'll accept it.
So
I can't complain that he's back in his lane.
The Bigfoot Society's taken these as highly credible sightings because it's the Bigfoot Society and they take what they can get. Apparently it's 7 foot tall, dark, reddish brown, big, fat, round, and had muscular arms. It moved with incredible speed, ducking under heavy tree limbs and underbrush to vanish into the woods near a local pond. If you're 7 foot, you can't duck under underbrush.
No.
No.
The Bigfoot Society, get out of that lane. They're very accepting of anything, it seems like.
And there's a documentary that's just aired. I think it was like South by Southwest. So it hasn't got wide release yet, but it's all about the Bigfoot, originally the famous one, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film, unveiling that it's a hoax. and they've got like raw footage of them like testing it and doing all that stuff.
They got the receipts.
Yeah, I think we all just kind of know that right by now, right?
Yeah. No, I would like to hear from the Bigfoot Society when they come out and say, "No, this one's not Bigfoot."
Yeah, that's another thing that is just somewhat interesting. I think he's not the founder of OnlyFans, but the current owner.
Just the founder.
No, it was founded by a couple of Brits. I looked it up. So I was reading a BBC article and they're like, British website. And I was like, no, surely not. And it was, started by a couple of Brits and then sold to Leonard Radvinsky, who's just passed away from cancer. And the conspiracy now is that he never existed.
Right.
Because there's not that many photos of him online is the main reason.
Well, you got to subscribe.
Cam, that is the top comment on the conspiracy thread that I read. You had to pay to get more pictures of him. And you know what? That landed.
Yeah. What purpose does it serve to have a fake guy be the guy?
It's not clear, but he was apparently he donated $11 million to AIPAC. Was that America-Israel political thing?
Oh, yeah.
But then he claimed he didn't. But then I think there's a Rolling Stone article that's like, no, it was definitely him. But like that's, in the conspiracy world, oh my God, look, he never existed and he donated money to an Israel thing. So one of those things can't be true. But in the conspiracy world, it's smoking guns for whatever they want to believe in that moment.
Mm.
The only other thing I've got is there was a 60 Minutes episode that I haven't watched yet, and maybe we can talk about this next time. Havana Syndrome.
Oh, yes.
Remember Havana Syndrome?
I do remember it. I also haven't watched this, but I have seen that there's breaking Havana news.
In POG form.
Yeah. They're claiming that there's evidence for it now. I had a quick read of an article on skeptic.com. It's not going to shock anyone that their read on it is that there's no evidence for it.
Yeah, all right. If we could find a middle ground between skeptic.com and the Bigfoot Society.
I mean, isn't that us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did do a face when you said that, they found Havana Syndrome's real.
Yeah.
You'll just have to imagine it, though, because it's an audio format.
Okay.
But my one eyebrow raised.
Yeah.
In a sensual manner.
I still enjoy thinking about the American spy that sulked. He was like a big tough guy, and he's claiming that he was Havana syndromed. And one of the things that he claimed was evidence is the Russians were mean to him because they didn't send him a Christmas card, which was something that apparently you're supposed to do in this, gentlemanly spy game. And he's so hurt by that like the article in the New York Times or wherever it was talking about it, he was like bringing that up like 20 years later. Like they were so mean to me that they didn't even send me a Christmas card.
Oh, it's bullying in the workplace.
No, it's not, because it's not your workplace. It's a different workplace.
True.
That's all I have.
Bullying have to be like repeated behaviors. Like, did they not send him one every year?
Yeah, that's.
They all did the bullying training, boys.
Yep. So maybe we'll revisit Havana Syndrome because that's always fun to go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also maybe in the interim, Robbo, you could do a little bit of HR training.
What do you mean?
Just do the quiz. It's like, is it bullying to inject your coworker with arsenic?
I wouldn't do that. They didn't do that, did they? Joe and Susie are at the office Christmas party. Joe stabs Susie with a poison umbrella. Is that acceptable? What was Susie wearing at the time? Cut that.
If you get it wrong, you can just go answer it again. Doesn't matter.
Open book test.
Robbo, where can they find you? Slinging that poise?
Yeah, slinging the poise. That's about it.
The biggest brewery on the West Coast.
Oh no! Join my new subreddit. I still don't have anyone else but me using it. Reddit.
What's your subreddit?
AUSBEE. AUSBEE. It's a home for Australian bee news.
Right.
So you can sign up and get your Australian bee news and make some Australian bee posts and comments.
I didn't realize you were so into Australian bee news.
Yeah. Did you mean to start Ausbeer and it was taken?
No, it's just every time I went to Ausbeer, I'd accidentally type in Ausbee. And I was like, and it didn't exist. I'm like, well, I guess be the change you want to see in the world. And here we are.
Be the change.
Yeah, be the change. There you go. So I've made 4 posts there, so it's going off.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Salty, sorry. Salty, where can they find you, mate?
Twitch.tv/The Salt. Good enough for me. Artbysalt.com. There you go.
And I would prefer not to be perceived. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't worry about a thing. Except if all our world leaders are alien reptilians. I said don't worry about a thing. Except maybe the fluoride in our water supply contains mind-altering drugs. Don't worry about a thing. Except whether or not Port Arthur was a false flag operation in which to disarm Australia. I said don't worry about a thing. I accept. You can definitely hear John Lennon say I buried Paul at the end of Strawberry Fields forever. Ooh, don't worry about a thing. Except not